things not to do in the meeting. So if you see, there are 5 different avoid. The first one, avoid confrontation and conflict. This is a very critical piece which actually can ruin your meeting or detract from the subject and will not help you pursue further in order to achieve what exactly your agenda of the meeting is. So basically try to avoid the confrontation and conflict. Avoid retract from the conversation, as it suggests that we as a attendee or a meeting facilitator should retract from the conversation which is not relevant, or you start your own subject or topic, or you have side conversation going on which can detract the other people focus. So avoid doing that. The third one, avoid side conversation which distract others, is just like I mentioned in the retract, which takes you, the retract basically takes you off the topic, and avoid side conversation which distract others can also be negative impact while people are giving their input or having hard time listening to the facilitator or any other participant in the meeting. The fourth one, avoid repeating same things, putting people on spot. So if you repeat same thing over and over, that is not going to bring you a different result. As well as this will actually show that how capable you are in your communication, and you are not sure and confident that input you have or you need is 100%. Putting people on spot is a critical piece that sometime you face in the meetings when you are not clear on the agenda or any specific input required from you during the meeting for that particular subject. So basically the facilitator should always respect that putting people on spot is not a very good idea when people can get really mad or else can express their anger during the meeting. So it is always a good idea to send out agenda or email communication or talk through to the people who are going to be part of that meeting. But in any case, if that happens, try to be polite, nice and respectful, and clearly mention that sorry for putting you on spot, but would you be able to provide this input right now or later? So in both cases you should be happy with that because the person attending the meeting was not aware. Avoid escalation, disrespect, emotions, direct, personal. So these are significant elements you have to avoid, that when there is a conversation or a meeting going on and that is not achieving exactly, or the focus is being detract or retract. So basically escalation means that sometime there are certain inputs or expectations set from different people who are not been able to deliver on time, and you might have to escalate it to the next level, to your manager, to your director, or whoever your boss is, or the boss from the attendee side. But it is always a good idea not to escalate right away. The reason being because people will always keep that in their mind and would be returning that favor back to you at some point. Disrespect means tune and listen. So two things, your tune really does matter, that are you being very aggressive or respectful or disrespectful to other people. So you have to be very careful while you are communicating, that you are not offending anyone or you are being very aggressive and disrespectful. Listen mean like you have to respect other people opinion or their input. Sometimes it is even not relevant to the topic, but as previously we have covered that you can delicately say that we might want to take it offline, so that will clear the error and you can pursue further. Emotions are very natural during the meeting or even in the workplace or anywhere. These can run high at times, but you want to make sure that you do not take anything personal which might affect your participation during the meeting or your input required during the meeting. Being direct means that sometimes you are directly asking certain people the questions which might require certain time for their input, and they are not ready to give the input, and directly asking them in open forum, that would be not a good idea. And as I mentioned in the disrespect section, that the taking things personal is not a very good idea, because that can run your emotions high and that might impact your input required in the meeting. And on the facilitator side, it is your primary responsibility that try to avoid all these 5 things which are mentioned here as a basic rule to have a productive meeting and have a good relationship and professional relationship with your colleagues, clients, or your partners.